Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley slams living with wicked Savannah. Todd Chrisley is slamming having to live with his wicked daughter, Savannah Chrisley. She moved into her parents' Nashville home when they went off to prison. This allowed her to raise her younger siblings, but now Todd has had enough. Keep reading for more details on what he had to say. Todd Chrisley slams living with wicked Savannah. Savannah Chrisley moved into her parents' Nashville home when they were convicted and sentenced to a collective 19 years. She would be raising her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe Chrisley, so this was the best option. Savannah worked her tail off, and in May 2025, Julie and Todd Chrisley were pardoned by President Trump and released within a day. They have since returned to their home in Nashville with plans to relocate. Yet Todd is really over having to live with Savannah. He has talked about how they butted heads once he got home, which she could not stand. Now he spoke openly with his wife, Julie, on their podcast, Chrisley Confessions 2.0. He referred to their daughter, Savannah, as Griselda, and was clearly over this living arrangement. Todd and Julie both noted that being out and living life is harder than prison. They added that life keeps moving on the outside, but when you're locked up, it all comes to a complete halt. Moreover, Todd shared that it is his family who keeps him up at night, and joked that the inmates he was with were not as bad as his own clan. It appears that Julie and Todd Chrisley are trying to get back into the swing of things, as well as their own ways. Unfortunately, it is a very hard adjustment, and living with Savannah does not make it any easier. However, she has stated that she is getting her own condo, so this arrangement should not last much longer. Fans had to laugh at how Todd spoke about Savannah, aka Griselda. Now they want to hear from his mother, Nanny Faye, and see how she feels. Keep talking, Todd. Chrisley knows best fans love hearing from Julie and Todd Chrisley. They do feel that she had a far harder time behind bars than he did. Moreover, they have said she has a darkness around her, which is heartbreaking. At the same time, his stories have been relatable, and many are just happy that he is home with his family. Some wondered why Savannah was Todd's roommate, maybe not realizing that they are all cohabiting. Hopefully, the new family reality series will show some quirky interactions between Savannah and Todd Chrisley, because that dynamic would be hilarious. From father-daughter bonding to full-blown feud, America is stunned by Todd Chrisley's latest prison rant that aired via a leaked letter shared by a fellow inmate's family member. The note, filled with venom and shocking allegations, paints a very different picture of Savannah Chrisley, the once beloved daughter turned reluctant caretaker of the Chrisley legacy. Wicked in designer heels. Todd Chrisley says living under Savannah's emotional rule before prison was a nightmare. Reads the now viral headline splashed across social media. The 55-year-old former real estate mogul and reality TV star didn't hold back. She's wicked in designer heels, he allegedly wrote. She knows how to play sweet for the camera, but at home, it's like walking on eggshells dipped in Channel. In the letter, Todd called out what he described as Savannah's manipulative games, cold silences, and shocking disloyalty. He alleged that while she portrayed herself as the family's savior, taking custody of Grayson and Chloe, and running their podcast empire, behind the scenes, she was hungry for the spotlight and weaponizing the Chrisley name for clout. The jaw-dropping note left fans divided. Was this the cry of a desperate father unraveling behind bars, or a rare glimpse of the darker side of Savannah Chrisley? Savannah fires back. Savannah didn't wait long to respond. In a tearful 12-minute Instagram video posted just hours after the leak, she addressed the allegations. I've made mistakes, but I've done everything I could to hold this family together, she said. To hear my dad say those things, it's like being stabbed in the heart with your own last name. She explained that caring for Chloe and Grayson, now 12 and 18, was no easy feat while juggling her media commitments, legal efforts, and personal grief. You think I wanted to be 27 and raising a preteen while trying to keep our family brand alive? I didn't ask for this, she said, but I stepped up, and I'll never apologize for that. Still, many fans noticed Savannah's voice cracked not with rage, but with fatigue. She's exhausted, one commenter wrote. Todd should be grateful she didn't just walk away. Julie caught in the middle. Julie Chrisley, still serving her sentence at a separate Kentucky facility, was reportedly devastated by the rift between her husband and daughter. A source close to the Chrisley family claimed that Julie had been acting as a mediator through snail mail letters and pre-scheduled phone calls. She's telling Todd to let go of his pride and stop pushing Savannah away, the source shared. But Todd feels abandoned. He says Savannah stopped writing regularly and only cares about the podcast ratings. According to insider prison sources, Julie has begged prison officials to allow a conference call so she can try to reunite the family, something that has yet to be approved. A long time coming. For those who followed Chrisley knows best, the idea of tension between Todd and Savannah is not entirely new. Behind the over-the-top fashion and filtered family selfies, there were moments on camera where Savannah seemed to bristle at Todd's strict control and dramatic flair. Still, the duo often insisted their bond was unshakable. So what changed? According to Todd's letter, it began unraveling after the conviction. The day the guilty verdict came in, she stopped being my daughter and became a brand manager, he reportedly wrote. She didn't hold my hand. She checked her phone to see if TMZ picked it up yet. Fans pointed out how this directly contradicts the visual Savannah has painted of a daughter fighting tooth and nail for her parents' freedom. She travels for their appeal, speaks out in interviews, and takes care of 2 kids, a fan defended on Reddit. What more does Todd want? Her to dig a tunnel into his cell. Chloe and Grayson torn. The rift has left Savannah's younger siblings, Chloe and Grayson, caught in the crossfire. Insiders say that while Chloe still looks up to Savannah like a second mom, Grayson has started asking tough questions. He's 18 now. He hears both sides. He reads the news, a family friend shared. And lately, he's not so sure who's telling the truth. There's concern among those close to the Chrisleys that the ongoing feud may create a permanent division in the family, just as their hopes for early release are gaining traction. Savannah told me she doesn't know if things will ever be the same again, said a close friend. She feels betrayed, like she's been crucified for carrying the cross no one else would lift. Public opinion split. Social media erupted in debate. One side accuses Todd of being narcissistic, controlling, and ungrateful. The other sees him as a father lashing out in pain, watching his empire crumble while his daughter basks in the spotlight. He's bitter and blaming everyone but himself, tweeted one user. But Savannah's been suspiciously performative too. Meanwhile, Todd's letter has inspired a new wave of memes. One viral post shows Savannah photoshopped as the Wicked Witch of the West, with a caption, "You'll never take the gold sneakers, Daddy." Final words, for now. As of this writing, Savannah has temporarily suspended her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, citing mental health and family strain. Sometimes you have to pause the show to save the soul, she wrote on her Instagram story. I love my dad, but I won't let him destroy me. Todd, for his part, seems unlikely to back down. His lawyers confirmed that he stands by the contents of the letter and feels emotionally imprisoned by what he calls Savannah's false public narrative. Whether this will be another dramatic arc in the Chrisley saga or the start of a permanent fracture remains to be seen.